Now, this is a story all about how Saul's life got turned upside down. This is a story about a mean bully and a brave guy. The mean bully's name was Saul, and he was a very clever guy. He came from a cool place called Tarsus, which was just like London or Paris. But Saul hated the Christians, and he became a real bully. The brave guy was called Ananias, and he lived in a place called Damascus, and he loved Jesus.
One day, Saul was on his way to Damascus to find those followers of Jesus. He wanted to have them beaten up and even thrown in jail. Then Jesus shined a really, really bright light down onto Saul. It was brighter than the sun, even brighter than a lighthouse light. That light made Saul go blind, and Jesus called down to him, "Saul, Saul, why are you acting this way? When you hurt my followers, you are actually hurting me." Then Saul's friends led him by hand all the way to Damascus, and he was blind for 3 days, and he sat in a room and had nothing to eat.
Now Jesus came and spoke to Ananias and asked him to do a really, really, really brave thing. He had to be super brave because this was a really hard thing to do. Ananias knew that Saul was a very mean and scary guy who was on a mission to come to the city of Damascus and hurt his friends who also loved Jesus. And even though he was afraid, he remembered that Jesus would help him to do this hard thing. So Ananias went to Saul and prayed for him. And Saul's eyes were opened and his heart was changed.
Now they became friends, great friends in fact, and he introduced him to all his friends around Damascus. Saul's name was changed, and he now became known as Paul. And he spent his whole life telling everybody he could find about God, and especially about God's Son, Jesus.
The end. Fini.
The end!